Halloween is right around the corner, and it's time to start decorating. If you're looking for spooky Halloween build hacks for Minecraft, then you've come to just the right place. My name is System Z, and here are 8 Minecraft build hacks for Halloween. Let's get spooky. If you enjoyed the video and want to support my channel and help me make videos in the future, consider becoming a member, where you'll be invited to my Minecraft and Discord servers, as well as have a chance to help me with new videos through exclusive community posts. Click the join button below for more information, and also thank you to those of you who have become a member since my last video. How is it going, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. My name, of course, is System Z, and today we're taking a look at different build hacks in spirit of Halloween, which, as you know, is just around the corner. That being said, this is a collection of various different tips and tricks that I pulled together to build some really spooky builds and decorations. So let's go ahead and get right into it with idea number 1, which is of course none other than a dead tree. This is probably the simplest idea that you could have when it comes to decorating for Halloween, but I wanted to include it right here at the start. As you can see, this is a gigantic dead tree with barely any leaves. I mean, it's probably got about 5 leaves on this entire tree, and it really just gives off that really cool spooky effect. Plus, with the cobwebs, it looks fantastic. Now, you can really sell this idea by using fences on the top of each limb. As you can see, it creates a really nice branch effect, which I absolutely love. And as a bonus, why not some pumpkins with a pickle on top? I'm just saying, it looks pretty good. But that's essentially it for this decoration. Let's move on to the next build hack. This next one is a little too spooky for Z, but it is perfect for Halloween. And that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the fog effect that's being created right in front of your spooky eyes. This is done using campfires and the smoke that comes off of them. As you can see, if we remove the carpet, they're stringing a whole bunch of campfires with some hay bales underneath. Now, ignore the fire sounds. You could probably put them a little bit further down if you wanted to, but other than that, it creates this really nice effect of fog, which just makes it super spooky, especially if you were to build some sort of graveyard or pumpkin patch. This is a really nice effect that I think definitely will make any build that's Halloween themed shine. So as you can see, I've done it here in this kind of graveyard setting. And speaking of graveyards, I've got a really cool grave idea. So let's go ahead and move on to the next build hack. Man, there's some really cool stuff down there, but we'll get to that here in just a moment. On the topic of grave plots, this is an absolutely adorable design that I absolutely love. It's probably my favorite in the video, and that is of course using sea pickles as zombie arms in collaboration with a zombie head on an armor stand. You can see the armor stand there. It just looks amazing. It looks like there's a zombie coming up out of the ground, which I think is the perfect Halloween decoration, and this one is so small that it can fit in front of a house, which is absolutely perfect. This would look amazing next to some pumpkins and is definitely perfect for the Halloween theme that you may be after. It's very easy. All you essentially need to do is place an armor stand on some snow layers, and then of course push the course and path blocks with some pistons, place some sea pickles on them, and boom, you have got a very active zombie coming out of a grave, which is extremely spooky, a little too spooky for Z. But that being said, let's move on to the next one. So this next build hack I went a little bit crazy on. You're probably gonna laugh at me once I actually tell you what the hack is in this particular build. So that being said, if you enjoy the way this place looks, feel free to steal it, use it as inspiration for your own haunted mansion. I love it so much and I think it looks fantastic. But the real point of this particular decoration is the boarded up windows, something that I think really helps sell that Halloween decoration feel. Now, the way I've done this is I've basically created a normal window, and then I poked a couple of holes in it and got rid of some of the glass panes, placed some trapdoors, and covered it with signboards. I think it looks great in collaboration with cobwebs, vines, and a lot of other cool looking Halloween swampy looking blocks. I think it looks fantastic. Once again, if you want to use this for inspiration, I definitely recommend you do so. And you know what else I recommend? I recommend you check out my recent video about a cave update if we were to get it in Minecraft. Various different cool ideas in that video. Click the iCard in the corner if you want to check it out. But without further ado, let's move on to the next one. So this next idea I've actually done before in another video all about build hacks that you can use all throughout Minecraft and not just Halloween. So that being said, click the iCard in the corner. Once again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to advertise two different videos, but I had to because this one is a fantastic one. That being said, this is a brain in a jar. Ooh, very spooky. Okay, I give up. You get the point. We got a zombie head. The brain has been taken out using this sawmill and maybe even this little cookie cutter type device and placed in a glass jar. Now, you can't necessarily see the armor stand in this case because I used some command block magic, but in survival mode, you could easily do this and have it sitting on top of a surface using normal armor stand trickery. But it looks fantastic. It's a really cool little decoration, and a lot of people seem to love it. And with it, I basically created this laboratory. As you can see, the color scheme here works perfectly. So if you're dealing with an evil scientist, perhaps give them the gift of a brain in a jar. I think any mad scientist would love that this Halloween season. Or save it for Christmas. It's up to you. This one is really cool because it doesn't require too much imagination to understand exactly what's going on. And as you can see, we are once again in the setting of a graveyard, this time in a tomb room, as I like to call it, but it would be more of a sanctuary kind of tomb house, I believe. Now in this case, you can see as we walk in, which I'm going to go ahead and set it to nighttime for this, it's very spooky, especially seeing as the actual tomb has been opened, and whatever was in there has obviously crawled out. This is a really cool decoration, and the way that you do this is by placing a lectern away from the block source, as you could see there, and it creates that open tomb look that I think is absolutely amazing. And when you place them in a room like this or a dungeon underground, it really helps sell the effect. You could do this if you're building a map and have some sort of spawner underneath to where zombies spawn and walk out of this room. Very, very cool, and I love it so much. Plus, the redstone torches give off just enough lighting to make it a little extra spooky. A little too spooky for Z. And that's the third time I've said that in this video. Make sure you're counting in the comments, by the way. But overall, this is a really cool design for a tomb room as well. If you want to steal it, go ahead. Got a lot of holes in the ceiling and a lot of vines coming through. A lot of small decorations. Again, little small ideas that you can use in your builds if you would like. But overall, the build hack idea of an open tomb is very, very, very creative, but also a little spooky. Time to go with something a little less spooky. This one is kind of open to pretty much any time in the year. A lot of people like to build scarecrows, and I think it's a perfect Halloween decoration, especially for a gigantic wheat farm, much like this one. Now, this one goes a little bit more above and beyond. A lot of people like to just place a jack-o'-lantern on an armor stand and go with that, but it's a little hard to see, especially from a far distance. So in this case, you can see I've actually made one that's quite intricate. As we get a little close to it, let's do some parkour. You can see the base is an armor stand, of course, and then a fence post that I used a piston to push down, a hay bell, which is great, a jack-o'-lantern on top, a really interesting banner design. Obviously, you could customize it in any way that you like using banners, fence on the side for some arms, and of course a hat using trapdoors and a dark oak slab. I think that's a really cool design, very interesting, and something I haven't particularly seen before. You could also probably use some sort of parrot on the side and retexture it as a crow if you wanted to make an actual crow on there. Now, as a side note, one thing I've also done is I placed these coral fans on top of a waterlogged slab to kind of blend in the water source. I think that's actually a super cool way to make it look like there's no water kind of hidden around the place. It just blends in perfectly. So that is a really cool idea. Last but certainly not least, we've got a very simple design for a costume shop. But before we show it off, I wanted to quickly say, this is a throwback to two very special series that have been on my channel. One of them is still going on as well, so we'll get to that here in just a moment. But the first one is Minecraft Evolution, a series where I was on a server with a whole bunch of my friends, Grian, Solidarity, just as an example, Mini Mooka even, and I built a costume shop out of a gigantic pumpkin. And in that costume shop, I had a couple of costumes, which we'll get to in just a moment. But I know what you're thinking, what's the other part? And hurry up and get to the build hack already. Well, the other throwback is, of course, Phil Ager, who is currently a roommate on my current Minecraft Survival series. I really recommend you check it out. Let me know in the comments if you do. Make sure to say hello on an episode if you do stop by. Definitely love to see you. But Phil Ager is running a costume shop at the moment. And that being said, I want you to let me know if you can guess the theme of these costumes. We've got Swamp Ogre, which is probably a pretty easy one to understand. a plumber, and then of course, plumber's brother. And you can also see the rest of the armor there once you look through the composter, which is the build hack, by the way. Using composters and armor stands is a really cool way to display armor, and I absolutely love the way it looks. It's something you can do more than just on Halloween, which is why it's at the very end of the video. And as a side note, again, putting sea pickles on a pumpkin looks fantastic. It's the way we started the video, and it's the way we're gonna end this video. So that is pretty much it for all of these ideas. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing and turning on notifications to be alerted whenever I upload my next video. Also, let me know in the comments down below which Halloween decoration was your favorite, and if you have your own idea that you would like to share with me, consider sending it to me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find links for my social profiles in the description below. But like I said, that's gonna be it for today. My name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.